There was a young woman named Chloe, not her real name. She had a very breathtaking and terrifying experience when she transferred to her new school and went for a dorm there. Her story might be one of the reasons why you should stay and study at your home rather than on dorm rooms provided by the school. She hadn't planned to transfer to Briar Ridge University in the middle of the semester. Originally, she was supposed to start the following fall, but things at her previous school had ended badly, so badly that she never spoke much about it. When she arrived at Briar Ridge, the campus was silent. Snow blanketed the paths, and the trees creaked in the wind, whispering like they knew secrets. She met with the housing office, and after some rushed arrangements, they placed her in dorm room 313. The woman at the front desk paused when she read the room number. "Are you sure you're okay with that one?" she asked. The girl just shrugged. "Yeah, why?" The woman hesitated. "It's just old. Not many students like the third floor." She brushed it off as some silly superstition, an urban legend to scare new students. But when she got to the dorm, something didn't feel right. The first floor buzzed with live music, voices, laughter. The second was quieter, but still normal. The third floor, dead silent. No music, no footsteps, not even fluorescent buzzing from the hallway lights because half of them were flickering or burnt out. Room 313 was at the far end of the hall, right next to the emergency stairs. I pushed the key in, and it clicked with a loud echo, like the door hadn't been opened in a while. The room was clean, sure, but it felt untouched, cold, like the air didn't belong to me. The furniture was standard dorm stuff, desk, bed, a small closet, but in the corner near the window, she noticed something faintly carved into the wall. "He sees me." She snapped a photo, assuming it was just some edgy joke from a previous student. She covered it with a poster and went about her business. The first 4 nights went smoothly. She slept well and stayed productive. But that changed on the 5th. That night, just past 2:30 a.m., as she drifted to sleep, she heard scratching, faint but real. Not the mice, not the wind, but fingers, scraping. It lasted 10 seconds, then silence. She tried to convince herself it was just pipes or the building settling, but she couldn't shake the feeling that someone was watching her. The next morning, the poster she taped over the carving had fallen. Beneath it, a new message had been scratched into the wall. "He knows you're here." The room felt heavier after that. Each night, she woke up drenched in sweat, heart racing, certain she kept hearing an eerie whispers calling her name. She didn't tell anyone. Maybe it was pride or curiosity, but deep down, she didn't want to seem crazy. That afternoon, she tried to distract herself, organized her desk, called a friend. She even joked about the weird carvings and sounds. "Your dorm is totally haunted." Her friend laughed over the choppy call. She sarcastically smiled, but didn't laugh back. That night, the scratching returned, but it wasn't from the closet this time. It was all coming from the vent above her bed. The sound started with soft rattle, but then the scratching got louder, more frantic. She muted her phone and stared at the vent, frozen. Then a whisper, "Don't let him in." She jumped off the bed, hitting her elbow against the wall. Panic took over. She turned on all lights and blasted music from her phone. She stayed in the corner of the room, eyes wide, waiting for the sun. No rest. The next day, she finally told Marcus, one of her new classmates, about the scratches and carvings in 313. When she mentioned the room number, his face changed. "Wait, you're in room 3113? She nodded. "Room 3113 is known for weird stuff. The last girl who lived there bailed mid-semester, just vanished. Rumor was, she said someone was living in the vents. That night she taped over the vent, but it didn't help. She then decides to change dorm room tomorrow morning. At 3:12 a.m., the scratching came back. The breathing followed. Only this time it wasn't in the vent. It was inside the room. She didn't move. Couldn't. From the corner near the window came a deep, wet voice. "I see you now." She knew then, It wasn't her imagination. Something lived in room 313. Something watching, waiting. She packed her bags and tried to leave at dawn. The housing office wasn't open yet, so she sat outside in the cold, watching the sky lighten. She searched the room's history online and found an old student forum. Buried in a 2017 thread was a warning. She came across a thread cautioning students to be extra careful when selecting their dorm rooms in Briar Ridge University. If you get 313 in Dorm A, don't stay there alone. In 2013, a girl named Harris stayed there. She said something crawled out of the vent, a man with no face. People thought she was hallucinating. 2 weeks before finals, she vanished. The room was sealed for a year after. The warning was posted by the previous students who used to live in dorm room 313. That day, she begged for a room change. They moved her to the first floor. She said it was for anxiety. She didn't mention the voice or the thing in the vent, but it followed. That night, at exactly 3:13 a.m., she heard a soft tapping on the window, just fingernails. No one was there. Also at 3:13 a.m., she woke up paralyzed, eyes wide, body frozen, and there crawling from the ceiling was a figure. Her phone lit up. A new note appeared. She didn't write it. You left the door open. She locked everything, triple-checked. Still, at 3:13 a.m., she woke up paralyzed, eyes wide, body frozen, and there crawling from the ceiling was a figure, wrong, twisted, human, but not. It had no face. Inside her head, it spoke. You moved floors, not dimensions. She screamed when she could move again, ran barefoot into the hallway. Security found her shaking. She was hospitalized for hallucinations. She never went back. 6 months later, she lives off campus now, never spoke about it. But every night at 3:13 a.m., something taps on the window, and the vents still sealed. Ever since the incident, no one ever dared to stay at dorm room 313. The staffs even sealed the door and put a warning sign on it to protect the students and even the school's reputation.